Hello, hello.
What's the difference between a PQ and an HLG?
Okay, I think I'm live right now. Let's see. Nice. Okay, let me just pop out the chat.
Okay,
Nice.
there's an article explaining to me what it is.
Okay, so I'm just gonna continue from yesterday.
So the link to the beginner series and all the beginner stuff is in the description below. So anyways, let's go ahead and start. Alright guys, so first things first, what is welding? Okay, so some of you might already know. I've actually been requested this tutorial quite a few times, but I'm going to be teaching you about welding. And basically what welding is, okay, in Roblox is it's basically you're making two parts move with each other, okay? So they're not, okay, how do I put this? Okay, so you're basically making two parts like attached to each other, right? And they will move if the other one moves. That's like the best way to put it. So I mean, you can read about it on the dev forum, but it basically says it attaches two parts together, and they stay in the same relative position and orientation to one another. So if the part moves, the other part will move the same amount, and if the two parts are not touching one another, they can be welded together with a weld straight. Okay. So yeah, basically they're just gonna move in order of how they were welded together, right? So let me show you an example. Okay, that'll probably clear it up for you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually just use the weld in the Roblox Studio. Okay, I'm not gonna use a script yet. I'm just going to show you what a weld looks like. Okay, so you guys might have seen cars in Roblox Studio, right? There's cars. People make those things, right? And how you make them is with welds. You need to weld the wheels to the body of your car. Okay, so we're gonna make a quick little car here. And I mean, actually, it's not gonna work, but I'm just gonna show you what I mean real quick. So let me go ahead and make some wheels. I need cylinders. Here we go. All right, one second, guys. So I just gotta make these wheels right here, and there we go. There we go. Okay, and now we just need to make this like that, and there we go. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna weld this part right here to this wheel, and then I'm gonna put another wheel on the other side, okay? And they're just gonna roll around. So let's show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna copy this part, paste it. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna Control D, paste this over here. Okay, now how you weld in Roblox Studio? What you can do is you can go up here into Home, or actually I think it's Model, and then is it Weld somewhere up here? No. I don't know. I don't really use this tool much, to be honest with you. Okay, wait, here it is. Create. So create hinge, prismatic, cylinder, all this stuff. Don't worry about this stuff right now. But what we're trying to do is weld, okay? So what we're going to do is create weld. And what you do is you click on one and you weld it to the other, okay? So I just welded this wheel to this thing. So now it should work, I think. But there's also another way to do it, which I'll show you in a second too. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to weld this wheel to this thing right here too, and they both should be welded to that now. So let's go ahead and test it out and see if it works. So make sure it's unanchored. So what we want to do is just roll around. So we're going to push it with our little characters and see if it rolls. So here we go. Okay, come on. And it look at that. All right, do you see what I'm saying here? It's rolling right now, right? And the thing is, if they weren't welded together, they would just fall apart. Because look, here, let me show you. I'm gonna break the welds. Okay, I'm gonna delete them. And now, when I spawn in, watch what happens.
Full sail.
The ground. Why? Because they're not welded. None of them are touching each other anymore, so they're not welded and they won't stay like together and in the same position. Now that guy's over there. He's gone. Oh, okay. He's gone. Anyways, you get the point, right? Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And that's what welds do. Now there's another way to make welds in Roblox Studio when building, which what you can do is you can click on the thing you want to weld, right? And then go to over here in the properties to surface, and then to the front surface, or no, what surface would it be? For this one it would be left surface, and then you do hinge. I'm changing that back smooth, and then you would just stick that in there, and then it would weld once the game starts. The game would know to weld that. Okay, that's how it would work. And then do the same thing for this side too. But using the this little crate thing up here is a lot easier, as you can see, because all I have to do is click, and then done. So yeah. Anyways, but now I'm going to show you how to weld something to your character or to you, right? We're gonna weld like a cool little thing to our head, okay? So let's go ahead and do this. All right. Okay. All right. First things first. I'm gonna make a script, obviously. And would it need to be a local script? See, boys, I don't even know. No. Okay. All right. Let's make a script. And all right. What we wanted to do is we're gonna make a little part right here too. I'm going to make this part, and I'm gonna call it blue. Okay. And I'm gonna be okay. We're gonna make an example as if this blue block, if it was above our head, we would be in the blue team, right? That's what we wanted to do. We want this blue block, if it's above our head, we want to consider us in the blue team. All right, so let's say there's imaginary teams in our game, and yeah, okay. So we're gonna put the script inside of the blue thing right there, so it's just easier. So move that in there, and yeah. And then we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna do script.parent, or a local blue is equal to script.parent. Actually, I'm gonna name it as a blue part, so I don't confuse you guys. Blue part, and then okay, guys. I'll be like, you get the point, okay? That didn't make any sense. Last video, name that hit in the parameter. Fine. Just basically what we are. Let's not weld it to our head. Let's weld it to. Actually, never mind. That's probably the best spot. Okay. One means. So basically, these are properties of the weld, which basically means what part are you welding together. Okay, so the first part you're welding together is just that part I made just now. It's gonna be up. Okay. The inside of the part, right? So we can weld it to our head. All right. So now if we run the and okay, look at that, guys. We now have let's go. Come on. And okay, look. Work, but with me. Oh crap! I just deleted that. So yeah, crap. We're gonna do weld dot part 0 is equal to head. Okay, and then we're gonna do weld dot part 1 is equal to blue part. Okay. Now, if we run the script right now, it would work, but we actually need to set a parent. So first of all, we actually can do that up here. All right, we're going to set a parent to the weld. Actually, we'll do it down here because we want to make sure all this stuff is configured before we do that. So we're going to do weld.parent is equal to script.parent. Okay, all right, basically that's what I'm doing right now because we created the instance weld, right? But we didn't actually put it in the game yet because we didn't set a parent for the weld that we just made. So I'm putting it inside of the part, right? So we can weld it to our head. All right, so now if we run the game, it should work. But watch, it's going to be really weird, I think. Yeah, and time. Real quick. So yeah, it didn't work. And why didn't it work? Okay, here's exactly why. So basically, what it does is it actually defaults head in the blue. Okay, well, let me do it again. And look at that. It's under me. Now, why the heck is it under me? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, okay? But before it was above me, right? I don't know why it's under me. I literally couldn't tell you, but it was, okay? Now, I guess it must have added it, like, below me. That, okay? It's so awesome. Now, anytime we walk by someone, they know we're on the blue team or whatever you want to call it. And, yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like it a lot. And, obviously, we could put, like, a GUI up here that says blue team, but you guys don't want to make GUIs yet. I don't think you do, at least. But yeah, that's pretty much how welding works. Now, one more thing I want to show you with welding is obviously they're very important for tools. So whenever you make tools, you're going to be using them like, you know, to weld. So we're actually going to move the tool in there. Correct.
Dig into real Kodiak Power Waffles, made with 12 grams of protein and whole grains.
So you think you know Wix, but do you really? First up, we've got.
Okay. The reason why is because I grabbed the handle, right? I grabbed the handle and it went to my character, right? It welded to my character. But the problem is this isn't welded to that. Okay, it's not welded to it, so it automatically just went away. It's still in the tool, right? It's still in the tool, as you can see there. Whenever I click it, it pops up. I'm gonna carry it like a position differently. It's made by it. Show you how it works. For tools, you don't have to put it in a model tool. It works like that. Parts don't have to be weld. But as you can see here, it welded together with the script, and yeah, and now we can touch our little bark, and we're in a team with a cool looking axe. Okay, not really, but yeah. And we're in a team with a cool looking axe. Okay, not really, but yeah. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much welding for you. Hope that made sense. If you have any questions, like always, please leave a comment. Okay, all right. First things first, I'm gonna make a script, obviously, and this blue, touch. So now basically what we want to touch by a body part, which is going to be local dot parent dot head. There we go. And then we're going to do local weld. We're going to create the weld in the script, okay, with the instance dot new, which you guys should know how to do. So local weld equals instance dot new weld. Okay, we're creating a new weld here, and actually let's not weld it to our head. Let's weld it to, actually never mind, that's probably the best spot to weld it to. Okay, so we're gonna do now, okay, so this is where it's a little bit confusing. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to, okay, it's gonna look weird. Okay, so when I make a weld, right, in Roblox Studio, let me show you let me make one real quick. When I make a weld, wait, let me make another part so I can weld it to that. When I make a weld, there we go. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. All right, these are welded now, right? When I make a weld, as you see here, if you look in the properties of a weld, right, it says part 0 and part 1. It also has enabled, which is a pretty useful feature to use. So yeah, dot enabled, that's how you can disable it. But anyways, part 0 and then part 1. Now, what does part 0 and part 1 mean? So basically, these are properties of the weld, which basically means what part are you welding together, okay? So the first part you're welding together is just that part I made just now. And the second part you're welding together is the blue I just made just now, right? So what we want to do is we want to make part 0 equal to our head, and then part 1 equal to blue, and weld it to us. So you see what I'm saying? That's what we're going to do. We're going to weld part 0 to us, or part 0 is going to be us, and then we're going to weld it to our head, okay? So when I say part 0 in the script right here, don't get all wheel with me. Oh, crap, I just deleted that. So yeah, okay. Let me delete that part. All right, anyways. So we're going to do, we're going to do weld dot part 0 is equal to head, okay? And then we're going to do weld dot part 1 is equal to blue part, okay? Now, if we run the script right now, it would work, but we actually need to set a parent. So first of all, we actually can do that up here. All right, we're going to set a parent to the weld. Actually, we'll do it down here because we want to make sure all this stuff is configured before we do that. So we're going to do weld dot parent is equal to script dot script. Up here. Okay, all right, basically that's what I'm doing right now because we created the instance weld, right, but we didn't actually put it in the game yet because we didn't set a parent for the weld that we just made. So I'm putting it inside of the part, right, so we can weld it to our head. All right, so now if we run the game, it should work, but watch, it's gonna be really weird. I think it should work though. Okay, come on now, let's go, come on. And okay, look at that, guys. We now have just this blue box ahead of us, and yeah, it's welded to our head. Okay, as you can see there, it's literally welded to our head, and Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what it is. So, okay, so that's basically how you use that. That's how you use welding, and that's how you weld stuff to you. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, well, we want to put it above us, right? So it's not just like stuck on our face all the time. Okay, so yeah, the way we do that is what we're gonna do is just add a C-frame to it. So what we're gonna do is just offset it. So remember what we learned with C-frame, we're gonna do C head, and then time, then we're gonna offset it, put it up here. Now, it actually sets it right. It didn't work. Okay, here's exactly what it weld is it's setting the C-frame exactly to the head. So now it's directly in the head, right? So these have the same C-frame right now, right? The the head and the blue part of the same C-frame. So what we need to do is actually make it so it doesn't automatically do that. And how we do that keeps its properties or it keeps its rotation and position um, when it moves and stuff like that. Okay, so how we do that? So how do we keep it same as keep its same position and rotation or orientation? When it's welded. Now, how you do that is you're gonna do weld.c0. Now, it's honestly, it's very hard to explain this right now, but basically, weld 0 basically means like head. Okay, we're going to set it equal to head.c frame. Okay, so it's part 0 and weld 0. So weld 0 is equal to head.c frame. And we're going to do weld C1 is equal to blue part.c frame. Now, basically what this does is it sets it equal to, okay, like the opposite thing. Okay, it's so hard to explain. I'm sorry, guys. It sets it equal to like the opposite thing, and it sets the orientation, and it makes it so it doesn't change. Okay, so it basically makes it so it's going to stay the same and the position will stay the same. So let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and it's not going to work, I don't think, but watch what happens. Okay, and actually it did work, and I'm very surprised. But look, let me do it again, and let me show you if it doesn't work. But wait a minute, here we go. And okay, look at that, it's under me. Now, why the heck is it under me? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, okay? But before it was above me, right? I don't know why it's under me. I literally couldn't tell you, but it was, okay? Now, I guess it must have added it, like, below me for some reason, but basically, the point is it's under me, okay? Now, why did it go above me the first time? I actually don't know, but let me actually try to test this something real quick. Okay, no, but it's going under me, okay? The first time, I don't know what happened, but the point is it's going under me, okay? Now, the way you stop that is you're going to do inverse on the end of these C0 things. You're going to put inverse, and that's a colon inverse. So basically, you're inversing it, and it's going to go above you now. So watch this, and now, boom, it's above you, okay? Now, finally, it works, okay? It's so awesome. Now, anytime we walk by someone, they know we're on the blue team or whatever you want to call it, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like it a lot, and obviously, we could or whatever, and the position will it's work. Okay? Same position and rotation or orientation, when it's welded. Now, how you do that is you're gonna do weld.c0. Now, it's honestly, it's very hard to explain this right now, but basically, weld 0 basically means, like head. Okay, we're gonna set it equal to head.c frame. Okay, so it's part 0 and weld 0. So weld 0 is equal to head.c frame, and we're gonna do weld C1 is equal to blue part.c frame. Now, basically what this does is it sets it equal to, okay, like the opposite thing. Okay, it's so hard to explain. I'm sorry, guys. It sets it equal to like the opposite thing, and it sets the orientation, and it makes it so it doesn't change. Okay, so it basically makes it so it's going to stay the same, and the position will stay the same. So let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and it's not going to work, I don't think, but watch what happens. Okay, and actually it did change. Okay, so it basically frame. Okay, so it's part 0 and weld 0. So weld 0 is equal to head.c frame, and we're going to do weld C1 is equal to blue part.c frame. Now, basically what this does is it sets it equal to, okay, like the opposite thing. Okay, it's so hard to explain. I'm sorry, guys. It sets it equal to. Let me do it again, and look at that. It's under me. Now, why the heck is it under me? I don't know. I must have added. Now, okay, and actually it did work, and I'm very surprised. But look, let me do it again, and let me show you if it doesn't work. But wait a minute. Here we go. And okay, the position also make it so thing, and it sets the orientation, and it makes it so it doesn't change. Okay, so it basically makes it so it's going to stay the same, and the position will stay the same. So let me show you what I mean by that. Okay.
Okay. So creating the instance of the weld and then setting it to two parts will create the weld between those two parts. And then weld.c0 and weld.c1, I think it creates new C-frames. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Is the offset between two parts of the weld. So C0, property, mostly .C0. C1 is part 1's offset. So if changing C0 moves part 0, while C1 moves part 1. Okay, so what he did is he changed blue part. So the blue part is going to be, so blue part C frame. I kind of get this. So he's setting the C frame to 10 XYZ. He's setting it to 10 studs. 10 studs above, I think. This is so confusing. Okay, so he's setting the head to just itself.
Oh.
So the head C frame, and then C1 changes it to the blue C frame. I'm not sure why it didn't work without those.
That's it for you.
Weld, it changes the C frame by default to each other. Okay, so what it's doing is it's setting the C frame exactly to the head. So now it's directly in the head, right? So these have the same C frame right now, right? The head and the blue part of the same C frame. So what we need to do is actually make it so it doesn't automatically do that. And how we do that is by making it so it keeps its properties or it keeps its rotation and position when it moves and stuff like that. Okay, so how we do that? So how do we keep it same as proper or keep its same position and rotation orientation? When it's welded. Now, how you do that is you're gonna do weld.c0. Now, it's honestly, it's very hard to explain this right now, but basically, weld0 basically means like head. Okay, we're gonna set it equal to head.c frame. Okay, so it's part 0 and weld 0. So weld 0 is equal to head.c frame, and we're gonna do weld c1 is equal to blue part.c frame. Now, basically, what this does is it sets it equal to okay, like the opposite thing. Okay, it's so hard to explain. I'm sorry, guys. It sets it equal to like the opposite thing, and it sets the orientation, and it makes it so it doesn't change. Okay, so it basically makes it so it's going to stay the same, and the position will also stay the same. So let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and it's not going to work. I don't think, but watch what happens. Okay. Okay, and actually it did work, and I'm very surprised. But look, let me do it again, and let me show you if it doesn't work. But wait a minute. Here we go. Under you. Above you. Okay. Versus your 0 thing, you're gonna go above you now. So watch this, and now, boom, it's above you. Okay. Now finally it works. Okay. It's so awesome. Now anytime we walk by someone, they know we're on the blue team or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like it a lot. And obviously we could put like a GUI up here that says blue team, but you guys don't want to make GUIs yet. I don't think you do, at least. But yeah, that's pretty much how welding works. Now, one more thing I want to show you with welding is obviously they're very important for tools. So whenever you make tools, you're going to be using them like, you know, to weld. So we're actually going to move the tool in there further now. But I'm going to go ahead and make a little axe, okay? I'm going to make it like a little axe. It's not going to be a good one, okay? But this is it, okay? This is my axe, all right? Or actually, it looks like a T. Make tools, you should first. Now, right? I grabbed the handle and I work. Now, let me show you what I mean. Okay? And put it in our starter pack, right? It's not going to work. This right now, and put it in our starter pack, right? Okay. The reason why is because I grabbed the handle, right? I grabbed the handle and it went to my character, right? It welded to my character. But the problem is this isn't welded to that. Okay, it's not welded to it, so it automatically just went away. It's still in the tool, right? It's still in the tool, as you can see there. Whenever I click it, it pops up, right? But it's not welded, so it's falling off. Now the way you fix that is by welding it. So there's an easy way to do this, which is, you know, obviously you could just move it here, right? And you could, oh crap, come on, and you could do this. You could do handle, and then wait, crap. Handle, and then let's see, weld. Where's weld up here? Wait, no, I think it's in model. Also, guys, I just got a fourth monitor. It's pretty cool. If you guys don't know, I have 3 monitors. Well, now I have 4. It's pretty crazy looking, to be honest. But maybe I'll do a setup one day. Anyways, where is it? Weld, and then click. Wait, did I did that right? Okay, wait a minute. All right, axe, and then okay, model. Creates weld. I'm on the handle, so I can weld to that, and then now it should work. So let's move it into our starter pack and let's see if it works real quick. I'm actually kind of curious because I normally don't weld this way when I do tools, but I want to see. So yeah, it did work. Now obviously the tool was the wrong way up, but that's a pretty simple fix. That's not like, that's nothing to do with welding. That just has to do with the fact that I didn't rotate it right. So I need to rotate it like this, I'm pretty sure, and then it'll work. Or you can just set the handle position grip differently, but yeah, that should work now. Let me test it actually, because oh wait, crap, it's in the workspace. Let me move it back to the starter pack, and then it should look like a tool. It's welded right now. Okay, it's still sideways. You need to set like the grip position differently. That's a different problem though. That's something else. But anyways, you get the point. Okay, now it's welded right, and it works. Now there's actually a much easier way to do this, which is with the welding script made by Quenti. So I'm going to show you guys something. It's actually a free model. I use it, to be honest. It's pretty simple. A lot of people I know uses it well, and basically what it does is it's just an easy way to weld, right? It's just let me show you. So let me open up my toolbox over here, and then let me go right here. It's called Q Perfection Weld Script, I think. Weld. And let's see if it pops up here. Okay, there it is, by Quenti. You see? That's the first one, Q Perfection Weld. I'll have a link in the description if you want to use it. Link in the description. But basically what it does is it just welds everything in everything in a model, right? And for tools, you don't have to put it in a model. Tools, you just put it in the tools, right? You put it in the tool. But basically it welds it all together for you. So I'm actually going to delete the weld, and then I'll show you how it works. So it works it's pretty simple. You just literally just hit play, and then boom, welded already. So yeah, I can add any more parts to it I want to add to it now. I can. So like, for example, if I wanted to make another one right here, right, like that, or if I want to make another one right here too. Obviously, it's not doesn't look like an axe much anymore, but it's still like that. And now if I hit that, oh, I didn't move it to the, oh my gosh, I didn't move it to my starter pack again. Also, guys, one more thing about welding. The parts don't have to be touching to weld, in case you guys didn't realize that. The parts do not have to be touching, and they can still weld. But as you can see here, it welded together with the script, and yeah. And now we can touch our little bark, and we're in a team with a cool looking axe. Okay, not really, but yeah. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much welding for you. Hope that made sense. If you have any questions, like always, please leave a comment. Now, guys, this script right here is pretty popular, so if you don't want to use it, you don't have to. But it's made by a good person named Quenti. You can look him up on Twitter. He's a pretty cool guy. But yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. Let's see you in the script. I'll see.
I feel like I'm drowning in deadlines.
So why don't you use WordTune?
WordTune?
This is Meg from Mark.
Alright, yo, it's Dev King here, back with a brand new video. Alright, yo, it's Dev King here, back with a brand new. Alright guys, it is Defking here, back with a brand new tutorial, and now I know it's been absolutely a long time. It's been ages since I last uploaded, and I apologize. I'm gonna go ahead and explain why. So basically, I went on vacation, and then I came back, and then I was just kind of getting back in the routine of things. I apologize for the lack of uploads. I really should have recorded before I left, but I don't know, I just forgot, I guess. I'm sorry, guys, but there will be no more breaks like that anymore. You guys know me, I won't leave you again, okay? But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video, and I'm going to go ahead and explain what I'm going to be teaching you about today. Alright guys, so you probably clicked on this video and you were like, okay, tween service. Alright, so what is tweening? If you don't know what tweening is, I'm going to show you a quick example of what it is, and then I'm going to explain to you how to do it and all that good stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and start the tutorial, or start the game, and I'll show you what it means. So look at this part right here as the game runs, so just keep your eyes on the part. Okay, so I put a weight on it to wait a few seconds. There we go, boom, look, it's growing, okay, you got like super big, and then it's shrinking back down, okay, so that's what tweening is. Now basically, what it does is it changes the properties of a part, or even like a GUI, which is like the things on your screen, right? It'll change the properties of a part, or a GUI, or whatever, like the size, or the transparency, or the position, if you want to move it around, right? But it does it like slowly, and in a way that, you know, like doesn't look like it just teleports, okay? So it's not like you just set something, it actually does it slowly, and you can determine, or you can specify how long you want it to last or whatever, right? So I'm going to be teaching you about that today. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and move the script in my server storage, and I'm going to disable it, so don't worry about that, that's just later for reference. And yeah, anyways, so first things first, you want to go ahead and insert a part into your workspace, okay? So this is the part we'll be tweening, okay? We're going to be making all the changes to this guy right here, and we'll leave it named part, but then we're going to go ahead and insert a script into it. So go ahead and insert a script, and then there we go. Now that we have a script into it, we want to, first of all, get tween service, okay? Now how you make tweens is you have to have tween service in your script, okay? So we have to define tween service. Alright, so local tween service equals game.getService tween service. There we go. And now we're going to define the part, which is the script.parent. And let me zoom out a little bit. Looks a little too big. There we go. And then we're going to actually like specify the tween. So how you do this is you do local, or not specify the tween, like we're going to make it so like how long we want the tween to last, and basically the style of the tween and stuff like that. So I'll explain that in here in a second. But first things first, we're going to go ahead and do local info equals tween info dot new. And then here we go. Okay, before you type the second parentheses, look at this right here, okay? I'm not sure if you can see it. It's probably really small. Yeah, you can't really see it. But it says tween info new number time, and then the easing style, easing direction, that amount of times you want to repeat it, if it reverses, and then the delay. So basically, you could type all that stuff right here in one line, like blah, 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 right? But what we want to do is actually put it like this, okay? So it's easier to read. All right, now, basically, those are all parameters for tween, and I'm going to go through each and every one of them and explain what it does. So if that was a little confusing, I'm sorry, but we're going to clear that up right now. Alright, so the first parameter for tween info is the length. So how long do you want the tween to last? I'll say maybe 5 seconds. Okay, that sounds about a good time. What we want to do is make our part bigger. Okay, that's the goal for this tween. So we'll just make it last 5 seconds. And to keep it simple, I'm going to actually put a comment here, and that way if you forget what the parameter does, you'll always see it right here, okay? Now the second parameter is the easing style. Now also one thing, make sure you guys put a comma there, or else you're getting a little error right here, so make sure you put a comma after each parameter. So yeah, anyway, so we're going to do enum.easingStyle, and then dot, and then here are all our easing styles. Now you're probably wondering, okay, what is an easing style and what do these look like? So an easing style is basically the way you want it to tween. Do you want it to tween like in a certain, I don't know how to explain it, okay? I'm going to show you like what the Roblox wiki says. So here are all the easing styles that I have, okay, or that are available. These are all easing styles and basically the way they work. Now, as you can see here, you have elastic, which basically goes out into your place and then it bounces out a little bit, right? And then it comes back. Okay, so that's what it is. All right, and then linear obviously goes one way, just very at the same speed. Sine, you see it goes all the way over and then it slows down toward the end. And then all of these, have different variations. But for this purpose, we're going to be using sine, just because it looks really smooth and nice. I like it a lot. So also, guys, if you want to see this later on, all the easing styles, I'm going to leave a link to it in the description below so you can check it out later for yourself. Okay? Anyways, now that we have that, go ahead and type enum.easingstyle.sine. That's the one we'll be using. It's that one that looks pretty smooth, right? But it slows down toward the end. I like it a lot. It looks nice. Anyways, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so that's the easing style. Okay, so I'll just write easing style right here. 1 second. My bad. All right, easing style. Okay, and then we want to do the easing direction. So which direction do you want it to do it? And we're gonna put easing direction or enum.easing direction dot out. Okay, so that's the way it does. There also is in, and then there's in out. So I don't really know how to explain that too well, but basically in is like in, and then out is like out, and then in and out's like both, I guess, right? Okay. Anyways, so then oh, I forgot to put the commas. See, I'm getting a little error right there. Gotta make sure I put my commas. Okay, and then let me do this. Okay. Easing direction. Oh, I forgot to put the commas. See, I'm getting a little error right there. Gotta make sure I put my commas. Do you want it to do it? And we're gonna put easing direction or enum.easing direction dot out. Okay, so that's the way it does. There also is in, and then there's in out. So I don't really know how to explain that too well, but basically in is like in, and then out is like out, and then in and out's like both, I guess, right? Okay. Anyways, so then oh, I forgot to put the commas. See, I'm getting a little. You know how to explain that too well, but basically in is like in, and then out is like out, and then in and out's like both, I guess, right? Okay. Anyways, so then oh, I forgot to put the commas. See, I'm getting a little error right there. Gotta make sure I put my commas. Okay, and then let me do this. Okay. Easing direction. Okay, that's what that is. And then we're going to do the amount of times we want it to repeat. Okay, so we want to make it big, right? But do we want it to repeat it and do it again? Or do we want to do it just one time? For this, we'll just do it one time. Okay, so we're gonna do 0. We don't want it to repeat any times. You may think, oh, you want to do like 1 because you want it to do it once, but no, this is like repeat. So how many times do you want it to do it again? So it's gonna do it 1 time if you set it to 0, and then obviously if you set it to 2, it's gonna only do it, or it's gonna do it 3 times. If you set it to 1, it's gonna do it 2 times. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So just set it to 0, and then it'll only do it once. And then I'm going to put a comment here, the amount of times it repeats, that way you know. Okay, and then obviously, guys, if you don't know, these are just comments, okay? They're optional. You don't have to write all these comments right here. These are just reminding you what these do, okay? You don't have to write this part. So, yeah. Okay, next is the reverse. So do you want it to reverse whenever it tweens? So whenever you make it super big, do you want it to go back down or not? So for us, we'll just do no. I don't want it to reverse. But then we can always change it later. Alright, so that's the reverse. So false, we do not want it to. And then the last parameter is delay. So do you want it to delay? So do you want to wait 3 seconds before it does it, or what? Honestly, I'm not going to put a delay here, but yeah, okay. Anyways, alright, so that's all the parameters for tween, okay? That's how you make a tween, or make new tween info, okay? So next, we want to actually specify, wait, I'm getting an error parameter so you don't, where we want it to go, okay? For what do we, right? So we're gonna do size equals, just put a space here, table, goals just for what do we want it to be at the end? What's the end goal, right? So we're gonna make a table, and we're gonna write like that. That's how we make a table, right? But what we're gonna do is put a space here so it looks a little bit nicer, okay? And we can also put this down there.
I thought that was a dash for a second. It literally looks like a dash from this. But if I full screen it, it's an equal sign, so that was pretty misleading.
First of all,
To read. Okay. Anyways, now that we have that, what do we want to do? Okay, so we want to make it bigger, right? So we're going to do size equals vector 3, because size is a vector 3 value, dot new, and then we're going to do 15 by 15 by 15, and then put a semicolon at the end. So the semicolon is what you use in tables, and then commas are what you use in functions. Now, if you want to do another parameter, so if like for example, if you want to tween the transparency of the part, you know, you gotta make sure. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Transparency. There we go. You want to make sure Then you put that in there, and then we're gonna make it 0.5, I guess, right? We can make it 0.5, and then put a semicolon. All right, now obviously, guys, you don't have to put transparency if you don't want to. I'm actually gonna delete it. That was just an example. But one quick thing before I end this goals part right here, right? Goals. Whenever you type size here or transparency, right, or brick color, right, or any property of a part or position, right, you need to make sure you spell it right. If you spell it wrong, so if I do position equals vector3.new 15 by 15 by 15, right, or whatever you want to call it, right, if I do position and I spell it wrong with 2 I's, the script's gonna break. It doesn't know what to do, because what it does whenever it makes a tween is it gets the part, right, so it gets the part, and then it sees the goals, so it does part.size. And obviously, as you can see here, size was the capital S, so it does part.size and it changes it to that, right? But if you put a lowercase s like that size, it's going to give you an error, okay? So make sure you have the capitalization exact on the goals. Even though it won't give you an error in the script, once you actually run it in the output, it will give you an error, okay? So yeah. Anyways, make sure it's capitalized and make sure it's word for or letter for letter, and capitalization is correct, like from your properties, okay? So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to delete all that part because we only want size. Alright, so we're almost done with tween. Now all we have to do is actually create a tween. So we're going to call this tween make part bigger tween, okay? this is what the tween does, okay? It makes the part bigger, okay? So then we're going to do tween service, or local make part bigger tween equals tween service create part info, or no, part info, and then goals, okay? Now let me go explain this real quick if you're a little confused. You can name this whatever you want. This is just a variable of what you want to call the tween, so really we could just name it tween if you wanted to, but we want to be more I want to be more specific, and what it does, it makes the part bigger, so that's what we'll call it, and we're gonna put a lowercase m because it looks nicer. So yeah, anyways, and then you do equals tween service, and then you're creating a tween, and you're using the first parameter, which is the part. What do you want to tween? Well, that's our part. And then how do we want to do it? So what info do we need, right? So we need to know how long it needs to be, the easing style, the easing direction, the times repeated, reverse, delay, etc., right? And then we need to have what is the end goal, okay? What do we want it to do at the end? And that's our goals, okay? So hope that makes sense to you guys. And now actually, if you run the script, it won't work. What you need to do now is actually play the tween. So now we need to do make part bigger tween play. Okay, so colon play, and then with the function, right? Colon play and then parentheses. So that's how you do it. Easy as that. I'm actually gonna run the script now, and then we can start it. So actually, before I actually run the script, I'm going to put a wait right here. So we can. So cool. And oh, look at that, guys! Our part is growing. That's so cool. So basically, like I said, guys, it basically does what it works. What it's gonna do is actually back. Okay, so it does the same tween, but it reverses it. So yeah, there we go. And then delay, obviously it's how long you want, but if you just put it, if you have any questions, like always, guys, because it's clipping through the mesh, that's why. So yeah, but Yeah, so yeah, that's why it's bouncing. But it normally wouldn't if you just put it higher in the air. And be sure, be sure to join, or be sure to join the Discord server. Leave a comment in the comment section below, or ask in the Discord server. People in there all the time are helping you. So yeah. Anyways, guys, make sure to subscribe if you're new. That way you don't miss out on any new scripting tutorials. And also I have a playlist to the beginner series. If you're still confused and you don't know anything about scripting at all, you might want to watch the beginner series first, or the start of the advanced series. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Here's one thing you need to do before.
Interesting. Okay.
And guys, in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you about module scripts. Now, this is probably going to be kind of a short tutorial because it's pretty simple, but I've actually gotten requests, someone saying like, oh, what are module scripts, and make a tutorial about them, so I figured I will. Now, module scripts, I won't lie, you probably won't be using them anytime soon. And you might not ever need to use them, but they are important sometimes. Some people do use them, so it's important to know like how they work and what they are. And yeah. So anyways, let's get right into the video, and let's explain module scripts. Okay. All right. So first things first, if you have never watched a Roblox scripting tutorial before, you should definitely go watch my beginner series first, because you're going to be very confused. But for everyone else, you should be good. Okay. All right. So first things first, we want to go ahead and insert a module script. Actually, you know what? First, I'm actually going to explain dictionaries just to clear that up first. So first of all, go ahead and insert a script into the server script service. Okay, so just a normal script, not a module script. We'll do that a little bit later. All right, so I'm first going to demonstrate to you what a dictionary is, because I'm not sure if I've explained that before or if I haven't explained that, but in case I haven't, I'll explain it again, I guess. So here we go. All right, so what is a dictionary? Now, if you guys know this, in real life, a dictionary is like a bunch of words and then the definition of them, right? So you can find words and then you know what they mean. So that's what a dictionary is in real life. People don't really use dictionaries much anymore because you can just Google the word, but I guess dictionaries are still important. But anyways, that's basically what a dictionary is in Roblox too. A dictionary is you have a key, okay, and then your key equals your value, okay? So, or not your key equals value, yeah, you have a key and then it's equal to a value, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and write a dictionary out. It's a form of a table, so you've probably seen tables before, actually you have, but that's what a dictionary is. So let me go ahead and write one out. So local, we're going to name it my first dictionary, okay? And it's actually kind of here like this, and then we're going to value of our dictionary, or our first access the values. So what we want to do is we're going to actually print cheese. Workspace print my first dictionary dot cheese. It's going to print it comes from cows, right? As you can see, you print my first dictionary dot cheese, right? Actually put any kind of variable inside, or any kind of like value inside a dictionary. So it could be a number, so it could be an int, right, or integer. So you can do bread equals 3, so I can print bread, and obviously bread isn't equal to 3, but if you did make it 3, then that's what it is, right? It's gonna print 3. And also you can make another table or another dictionary inside of a dictionary, okay? So that's what we're gonna do, okay? It's a little confusing, but just stick with me, okay? So what we're gonna do actually is delete this. Actually, we'll keep cheese, I guess. And then we're gonna make sandwich. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's get rid of cheese. All right, so we're putting a table inside of a table, and we're gonna call it, or we're gonna put a table inside of a dictionary, right? And then call it sandwich. So there we go. We're gonna do that, okay? And then we're going to print it.
You want to be a software engineer, right?
Happens if you do dot sandwich. I don't know what happens if you print that. I think it might give you an error. Okay, so yeah, that's what it gives you. Yeah, you probably don't want that, okay? That's like where it's stored in the memory, so don't really worry about that. That's just something you don't really need to know. So yeah, okay. Anyways, don't print just sandwich, because there's no actual value. It's a table, and you can't print a table. But what you could do is do this, like how you do regular tables. like you can put that little thing right there, but actually it's not working, so never mind. Alright, anyways, so now that's basically what module scripts are. Module scripts are huge tables. Now this is honestly kind of a tutorial about dictionaries. I probably should title it that, but it's also module scripts. So now I'm going to show you how to use a module script, okay? So now that you know how dictionaries work, yeah, that you're good. Alright, so we're going to delete all that stuff, and then we're going to go ahead and insert a script or a module script into our server storage. And now also people have been asking me, what are these things? Like what is server script serviced? What is server storage? What is starter GUI? What is all these things right here, right? Well, these are all services in Roblox. Well, not all of them. Workspace is, you know, the workspace where you can see stuff. Players is like, I guess players is a service, yeah. But basically it's a service, okay? And now what each of them do, you can look up. But replicated storage is where you can store stuff, and then you can also get like replicated storage, right? Whenever you're in a game, the client, so the player can read this, whatever's in here, and then also the server can. Now the server storage, the player can't see that when the game's running, right? But the server can. So, and the server script serviced, I'm not sure actually, but I'm pretty sure that the player can't see that either. So, actually, no, the player can't. And then obviously other things are different, but yeah, they're all services pretty much, okay? That's what they are. And now they all have their own uses. Replicated first is like replicated storage, but it replicates first, so it's a little weird. I don't really know why they have that even there, but they do. So yeah, anyways, that's besides the point. Module scripts, okay? Module scripts. Now, go ahead and insert your module scripts and go ahead and insert your module script into server storage, okay? And now we have this, okay? When you insert a module script, you automatically get this syntax right here. It says local module equals squiggly lines, and then it returns the module. Now, the reason why it has this, okay, this is a table, and anything you write inside a module script goes right here, okay? It goes right here. You don't write it here, okay? You don't write it here, okay? It goes in the table, all right? And then what it does is it returns the table to something else that requires it, okay? Now, I'll go over that in a second, but first things first, we're going to write our module. All right, so we're going to, our module, what's going to be, it's going to be about, different color dogs, okay? Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do for our first value, we're going to name it like. Actually, we'll do different types of dogs. Okay. So we'll do first things first. We'll do like a German Shepherd. Okay. You know what? Actually, this is so confusing. What am I doing? We'll do animals. I mean, like animals. Okay. So we're gonna do dogs. Okay, that's gonna be our first animal. Equals cute four-legged animals that love you. Okay, there we go. That's dogs. Okay, cats. Okay, equals give them regular script, by the way. Game dot search. Actually, on that. So actually, I'll retype it. So yeah, local animals table equals require game dot server storage dot module script. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, okay, what the heck does require mean? Now require, basically what it means is that it's saying, okay, go get this table out of the module script. Okay, that's what it's doing. You're getting the table out of the module script, which there should only be one table, right? But you're getting the table out of the module script. So now we basically have this table, right, named module, but in our script is named animals table. We have all this table, right, inside this script, except it's not actually in there. So basically it helps keep you organized, and you can also access some different scripts. So like if I had another script, I'm sorry, I'm talking so fast. Okay, sorry. If I had another script, right, like another one that did whatever, okay, I could also require it in that script too, right? So then I could do whatever I want here, but I can also do the same thing over here. And then basically I could have both tables in the same script, right? But not in the same script, okay? That may be a little confusing. I'm sorry if that is, but you get the point, I guess, right? So yeah. All right, so now we're actually going to do something with this table. Now we're going to actually access it. So what we're going to do is we're going to print the first value. So we're going to do print animals table, and then we're going to do dot dogs, okay? And then we're going to print it, and then here we go. boom, it works. Now that's really cool in my opinion. I like how you can like access it from that script without even having to actually be in your script. I'm sorry if this was a bit confusing, guys. You're probably wondering, okay, why do we even need to use module scripts? Well, you really don't, like I said, but sometimes you do for certain games or whatever. But yeah, also, you know, maybe you wouldn't always just use it like for prints. You'd probably use it for an actual value, like let's say you wanted to keep a module script of how many dogs. Like let's say there's pets in your game, right? You want to keep a module script of how many dogs are in your game. So you have 5 dogs, right? And you have 2 cats. So now you would know how many dogs you have, and then you can also like maybe change your value. Maybe like in your server script you could do if animals table dot dogs is equal to 3, then print, yay, you have 3 dogs, right? And then eventually, once it has 3 dogs, now you would know, and now you can make it maybe have like a level up or something. So you print you leveled up, and then you can obviously you'll have your like variables, what called levels, and you can add 1 to that. So you know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it does. And I actually want to see if that works. I'm pretty sure it should, right? Okay, it didn't. All right. Anyways, the point is that's what it does. So yeah. Anyways, guys, yeah, it was set to 5. That's why. All right. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. That's the tutorial. Hope you did enjoy it, guys. If you did, like always, smash the like button. Okay. I don't really know why, but you really did. You should. Okay. That's why. All right. Anyways, also join my Discord server, guys. Make sure to join.
Oh my god, this one was a confusing one. Server script. Okay, so the script that requires that accesses the module script would have to go under server script service, I think. So he creates a module script in the server storage. Server storage returns table of values as table of values, and then script inside server script service contain I'm not really sure what server script service is. What is server script service Roblox? Just one property, load string enable. What the hell? What is server script service? Container. Okay. Container whose contents should be scripts. Scripts that are added to the container are run on the server and cannot be instantiated. Load string enabled bool. I'm just learning stuff right now. You'll see why. On March, it's gonna occur on March 2nd, and I'm gonna need to like edit it too. So you'll see. I'm currently like making like a small horror game right now, just for like funsies. It's a place where you can store. Yeah, well, I mean that's what I'm reading here. Scripts that are added to the container are run on the server. So this doesn't change anything. Like I would assume that can save and load. Read is safe. Okay, let me see. Server storage here. Putting scripts will actually run the script. So server script service will run the script, but server storage doesn't. So server storage would probably mean you would have to have this. Yes, a module script containing like a table of information. So that would make sense. Pick whatever is going to be most readable. So if you mean whether putting the accessory inside the script in server script service or server storage would be faster, it doesn't matter at all. Pick whatever is going to be the most readable. The question was never talked about moving the script. Anyways, thanks. Putting inside the script might slightly higher performance, especially if you're not going to be catch a pointer to these attachments. Scripts have a global variable that references to themselves, but you can do stuff like script.parent or index script in your case for script.accessory. because if you pointer to the script accessory is only one, chances are it will be loaded in one of your system's fast caches and won't stay in RAM, whereas if there's a big separation between the closest pointer, it might not be stored in one of the fast caches and be in the RAM, which will take a while to look up. Of course, this can be resolved by creating local pointers to the objects and get reference instead of indexing. This is intended for scripts, not objects. If it's more preferable to use server storage, as you never know if they remove the ability to put non-script objects into. I'm sort of getting it, maybe. What are local insert? No. Replicated first versus server, script service, and speed. It's faster than replicated versus replicated storage and mostly anything on the client side. However, what about the server side? Is the server side always faster than the client side? Replication is meant to be faster, but isn't faster than the server script service. Because if you want a custom loading screen, you put the screen replicated first, and the script that controls it in the server script service. I'm a little confused again. What's the difference between local script? What? Let's check the documentation again. For script, module script, and other scripting related assets that are only meant for server use. The contents are never replicated to player clients, which allows for a secure storage of important game logic. Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting.
I'm back. Howdy.
Okay, I sort of get it now. Servers. Okay, so scripts running in server script may need to access various other assets which are not scripting related, which such as prefabricated models to be cloned. Such assets should go in server storage, which behaves similarly to the servers, except that script objects do not run. They are not disabled. Assets and module script variables useful to both the server and clients should go in replicated storage instead. Finally, you can further organize objects within a service the use of folders without affecting the way it behaves.
That makes sense.
Methods. Wow, this is a lot. Okay, let me check server storage. Not replicated. Does not replicate this member across its server client boundary. You can't create an instance of this class with an instance.new constructor. So you can't create anything inside the server storage. So anything inside the server storage stays within the server storage. Only accessible, a container whose contents are only accessible on the server. So they're sort of the same thing, I guess. Objects descending from server storage will not replicate to the client, will not be accessible from local scripts. As server storage is a service, it can only be accessed using the data.model.getService method. Or data.model.getService method. By storing large objects such as maps in server storage until they are needed, network traffic will not be used by transmitting these objects to the client when they will join the game. Scripts will not run when they are parented to server storage, although module scripts contained within can be accessed in RAM. It is recommended developers use server script service to hold scripts they wish the server to execute. The server to execute. So let's see what he did here. He included the module script design. No, the server script service. Wait, what? And for server use, I am confused again. Okay. He puts the module script, which contains a table, server script service that runs the module script. I mean, I'll probably get it. I mean, there's a couple other areas that uses these two services. I'm probably gonna understand it at some point. Okay, let's continue.
Animals.
I already watched
So
all of
yeah.
it.
Anyways, guys.
Yeah. Okay, that's the next tutorial.
Alright, alrighty guys, this is Decking here, back with another video. Now this is a short one, as you can see. It's called 11.5. Today, it's good to tell on some more services. Okay, so workspace.
Oh, hold on. I need to wait. Write down where he puts the thing.
Alright, yo, it's
Okay, so it's a script inside server script service,
What are you doing?
which will access the module script inside the server storage. Because the reason why is because, or from what I've read so far, is that these are only meant for server use.
if I had another script. Alrighty guys, this is Decking here, back with another video. Now this is a short one, as you can see. It's called alrighty. It really isn't. And then I'm also gonna go into, so that's what the workspace is. It's everything you can see, this stuff, okay? So players, obviously, whenever you run, if I spawn, it sounds like you put lights in there, okay? You don't put actual lights, but I mean, it's the first one I found, but still, it looks good. But yeah, that's the skybox, you see, and it's whoa, what is that? This is actually so cool. I want to explore more of these skyboxes. We get the point, okay? That's what's. But anyways, there's more to that. But that for now, that's all you need to know. Okay, that's what lighting is. Next, okay, we got replicated first. Okay, replicated first. What replicated? Okay. But
Okay,
yeah, that's
so
the skybox. Lighting. What is lighting?
oh, okay, so lighting, you just change skyboxes with it. That's simple.
Like that. Okay. I don't know what it does, but I've seen it before, so that's how I know about it. I used to make stuff look more shiny. I don't know. There's a good. Okay, replicated first. What replicated first is, hopefully you've watched my filter enable tutorial. If you haven't, this probably won't make sense to you, but make sure you watch that. But what replicated first is, it's replicated storage, and let me explain what replicated storage is. Replicated storage is basically it's basically storage, right? It's storage, but the client, okay? So me, whenever I start the game right now, I'll be able to see it, okay? I can see it, and I can access it, and I can read whatever's in here. Anything that's in here, like if there's assets, if there's a model, or if there's like a weapon, I can see it, okay? I can see it, I can save it, I can copy it. So if I'm an exploiter, I can see this, and I can copy it for myself. All right, I might not be able to actually put it on my character, but I can basically see and see this, and also move stuff to it. Okay, I actually, now I got myself tripping. Can the client access replicated storage? I know you can read it, and I know you can move stuff from it, but okay, you know what? I'm gonna okay, I'm done. I'll come back to this one. Okay, but anyways, basically it's storage that both the client can see it. Okay, that's the point. The client can see it. All right. Now, replicated first is replicated storage, but basically it replicates first. So you see it on the client first, and then you see this one later. I don't know why they have it, to be honest. I honestly just pretty much only use this one. I'm not that, like, I haven't any front page games yet, so I don't have like super hard performance stuff, but maybe one day, whenever it comes to like having a performance game and you need to make sure your game's really optimized, maybe that's important to have replicated first. I don't know. Network client, that one just loaded in, but that's like your client, right? That's you. Server script service. Server script service is where you can store scripts, okay? It's where you put scripts, okay, and no one can read it besides the server. All right, so if people join the game, they can't see it. All right, so I put a script in here. No one knows what it is. No one knows what it says. No one knows what it does besides you and the server. Okay, so yeah, so whatever it does here, they don't know. Okay, they can't even see this. All right, server storage, same thing. Anything that says server beside it, they can't see. So this is server storage. So it's not like replicated storage. They can see that. But server storage, no, they can't see that. That's stuck just for them. Now, once you move it into workspace, then they can see it. But if it's in server storage, you're safe. You're locked up, right? Starter GUI, okay, that's where you keep your GUIs. GUIs, if you don't know what GUIs are, they're little things like this, right? You can move them, make them bigger, do stuff like that. You can put text here, all that stuff, all right? That's what GUIs are. As you can see, Anyway, play put it. So now I have a tool, character script, scripts, and sort of player scripts. Normally, whenever you have local scripts, you're gonna put it in here, unless they're in the tools or unless they're in the starter GUIs, right? So yeah, sound service. That's how it works in here, right? But it said this goes into your player. So starter character scripts and starter player scripts. Normally, whenever you have local scripts, you're gonna put it in here, unless they're in the tools or unless they're in the starter GUIs, right? So yeah, sound service.
I don't know. I don't feel like developing today. Okay, so anything in a starter character goes into a player model with your character that you see when you play in the game. Okay, so that's something that's pretty useful. Starter character scripts, that. Starter player scripts is going to equal. Starter player goes into your actual player that you see in your player service. If you wanted to change character's walk speed, you would put that in the starter character. If you wanted to change the player's GUI, you would put the script inside the starter player.
Oh, that's the. Ooh, I was not looking. Okay. Could you
Okay,
possibly
so
zoom in,
this is like.
please?
So starter player would be like first person, right? Let me check. Let me double check. So starter player scripts would be like a first person kind of thing, like zoom in, zoom out. Let me just double check. Let's go to my games real quick.
Okay.
Had a script. Should be starter player. Yes. Okay. So this is. Okay, I see now. So it's pretty. Okay, I understand. Goes inside the player service. So like GUIs, first person camera stuff, etc. And then let's keep watching. This is a pretty good site. Thank you.
Where you store your sound. It's like lighting, right? But you can put your sound in there, and also you can change some of the stuff. So, doper skill. Honestly, I don't really use sound too much, but you can look this up and find it in the wiki, right? So chat. Low default chat. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. It's just chat, right? You can disable that in the script. Pretty sure chat, but I don't really know why this is even here. To be honest, I don't know what you put in here. I've never seen this used ever. But yeah. Localization service. Localization service, you would think it means like a local client, right? But no, it means like translating service. So like if you want to translate stuff, this is how you do it. I've never used it before. Like I said, I've never had a front page game, so I don't really know like yet, right? I've never had a front page game, so I don't really know how it is to translate stuff. But I maybe use this for that, right? That's what localization means. Test service sounds pretty simple. You test stuff, right? Yeah, and then you have some properties over here you can test stuff with. So yeah, I'm actually kind of curious what happens if I hit play. I don't think I changed anything, but that was. Wait a minute. What? I don't even know what this does, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, okay. Anyways, that's what test services. Okay, we can look more into that too if you want. I'll probably explain it more in depth one day. Okay, and now let's go ahead and insert a script into our game. Okay, so what we're gonna do is put a script colon and do which I normally wouldn't be able to do, but you know, I mean, actually I could a lot more. All right, and now obviously if you wanted to, you could do game dot replicated storage, but any service is not there. So like for example, what about user input service? You can't do that for user input service, right? Or I don't think you can, at least. Next, a big announcement.
Hold up. Let me double check. He did something in filtering enabled. That I remember.
All right, guys, it is the Dev King here. Back.
Okay, so he
Basically, I just deleted the base plate, right? Now, obviously, we're the same person, but let's say this moves like this. I can see it in the server, okay? Now, for example, if this player, which is what... There we go. Oh, okay. All right. And there we go.
Let's see what
Delete. It would only delete for me on my... Someone else. So let me try how to do it. Okay, so... All right, so we're going to go to test mode over here. Okay. I have this player right... It would only show on my screen. Now, let me go and show you what I mean. So let me go... Client, it would only change for me, and it wouldn't work, right? So basically, you know, that wouldn't really matter. It would only change from... So yeah, you didn't have to do that. You could...
What's LARPing?
Alright guys, welcome back to a brand new Dev King tutorial. And guys, in today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you about LARPing. So what is LARPing, you may ask? Well, let me go ahead and show you. So this is exactly what you'll be learning in today's tutorial. So as you can see there, like the little part, right, just moved into the blue part, and it did it super smooth and it looks super clean, right? And obviously you can picture how you can use that in games, which is why I'm going to teach you guys that today. Anyways, before we get started, make sure you watch all my other tutorials, or else you may be very confused, because I'm not going to be going over too basic stuff. This is the advanced series, so if you're new to Roblox scripting, watch the beginner series first. Anyways, link to that in the description. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get started with this tutorial. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to delete everything I have, okay, and then I'm going to delete everything I have, and then insert 2 parts into your workspace, okay? Now, you saw in that demonstration there an example of LARPing, but what exactly is LARPing? So, in my own words, LARPing is where you have a part. It's kind of like tween service, right? If you guys know what tween service is, which you should, but it's kind of like tween service where you can have a part, right, and you can smoothly move it, or you can actually just make it so, well, you can smoothly move it with a for loop, or you can make it so it's like a percentage of the way to another location. Now, I know it sounds a bit confusing right now, but basically what I mean is, let's say this part's right here, right? So this is at 0%, and then this is at 100%, okay? And then this part, okay, right here, this part, okay, is at 0% because it's right here, and this one's at 100. So if I move it like right in the middle, it's at 50%, right? So that's what LARPing is. You can move it like a percentage of the way to where you want it to go. So yeah, you'll see what I mean here in a second. But that script I did at the beginning, where I moved that part, it's actually only 3 lines of code. So it may look difficult, but it's not at all. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna stop wasting your time and let's get started. We're gonna go ahead and define game smooth part. that part's C-frame. Equals part.C-frame, first parameter of that alert function, and it's 100.5 is halfway out of 100%. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to run it, and it's going to move halfway. So watch this. Now, it's not going to do but as you can see there, it moved halfway. Second, but here we go. So here we go, and boom, it moved halfway. All right, now I may not look like halfway because my camera's not halfway, but as you can see there, it's here. So I'm going to actually put it to 0.7, okay? Look like good, okay? See, like, okay, now look at this. I put it to 0.9, right? And you see when it runs, it actually goes inside, but it pops out, and that's because can collide is on. So if I turn, oh crap. Okay, anchoring is off of both the parts. So anchoring, smooth and nice, okay? So here we go to 1. So we're going to put a weight in here so we actually see it happening. So if we don't, okay, slowly move with the loop. All right, so it's going to move slowly. Now watch this, guys. Watch this. Here we go. We're going to hit the run and then watch it move. I'm going to move it over here because it can be anywhere. It's going to go there, but it's just going to go, that way. So here we go. And boom, look how cool that looks. Doesn't that look so smooth? Like, it's like tweening, but it's just a lot simpler. Also, if you guys are wondering, like, okay, well, why don't I use tweening or why don't I need to use lerp? Well, there's really, I don't know the difference between the two. Honestly, I can't tell you. I'm not going to lie to you. I do not know the difference between the two. I don't know if one's better for performance or whatever, but I think there's a thread on there on the dev forum, so you can look that up if you want. It might be in the description or in the comment section if I can find it. But yeah, so I don't know what the difference between the two is necessarily. I don't know the difference, but either way, they're both useful, and you'll see them both for sure in scripting. So I wanted to teach you it as well. Anyways, we're not done with the tutorial yet. There's still a little bit more to cover, but look how cool that is, right? Also, another cool thing is it'll actually copy the rotation. Remember, it's C-frame, so it's going to copy the rotation as well. So if I rotate it this way and that way, and I make it look all cool, right? It's going to actually move like that. So watch this. So, boom, look how cool that is, right? So I want to actually set it by a part. Okay, we're going to put that and show. So I want it to move to 0, 5, 0. I don't need to move that necessarily. I'm going to type in a random number, actually, I don't want it to be too big. 16, 5, then tell me where it is. So we're going to hit run, and we're going to see where it goes. Whoa, okay, like it moved over there. And now also, guys, C-frame also contains the orientation, so you can also rotate it with C-frame as well. So what you would do for that is you would multiply it, right? You would, in the same parameter, it's the same parameter, so don't go past the comma, but you would put an asterisk symbol, the multiplication symbol.
Okay. So it's gonna start at 1. No, it's gonna start at 0. It's gonna increment by 0.01. And then part.cframe. It's going to equal lerp cframe. Okay, so it's gonna move to that location. It's gonna move to a new cframe. It's gonna move to that new location. Which is where we lerp it. So we're gonna do. I wonder what the times I is.
You do C-frame dot angles.
I wonder what I is supposed to be. Hold up. Let me see what he did.
A little bit, because some of you actually were saying it's a little hard to see. Anyway, so because here, here's what I'll do. Look.
Oh, right. So it's gonna be like the percentage from one spot to another, and the smaller that value is, the smoother the transition is gonna be. So. Okay, so let's take some notes. Lerp. We're gonna do. Let's move over here. What he does is, I don't know why he put the weight there. Let me go back to where he put the weight.
And then that is. with the loop. That's gonna work. Alright, there we go. And then we're gonna put this in there. Okay. And now we're gonna change, or we're gonna put a weight in here so we actually see it happening. So if we don't put a weight, it's gonna do it so fast that we won't even like see it. It's like a snap effect.
Oh, okay. So the parameters are gonna be. So what you want to do is grab the two parts you want to lerp to, then do part dot c frame is going to equal part dot c frame lerp other part other part dot c frame. So these are going to be coordinates. So, or no, coordinates could be anything, and percentage of the way of the length of the percentage of destination. There, percentage of destination. Okay, and yeah, I think that's it. There's not much to lerping.
Confusing, but it's a function that converts cframe dot angles, right? And then you set your angles. So you again, because it's no, whenever move it. See, is that so? Let's hit play, and boom! Look how cool that looks. See, is that simple? Honestly, guys, I love lerping. It looks really cool. It's like tweeting, obviously, but it's more random. You can just plug in random numbers. I guess you can do that too for tweening, but it's just easy. It's gonna rotate a little bit. You can't see it all.
Okay. So cframe.new. This one changes the. Oops. So this changes the position on the map, and then this changes the angles. So that makes sense. Which just adds, which is the same thing.
We're gonna make a game together. We're gonna make an entire game from scratch on video. Now it's gonna be really long.
And I wonder if he did that or not. I don't think he did. He never did it. Raycasting, that's cool. I want to get to that point. Region 3, okay. I think. Let's see here.
That's like probably like a month or two away, so it's kind of in the future, but that will be happening soon. But yeah, so first we're gonna finish the advanced series, okay? Because we still have a lot more to learn, and then we're gonna go to GUIs because GUIs are important. Okay, you need them in your game. All right, and then we're gonna go into actually creating an entire game from scratch with you. Okay, so I'm gonna show you everything there is to know. I mean, you already know everything there is to know if you watch all my videos, pretty much. But yeah. So anyways, but for the next tutorial, the one that's coming right after this one, I am expecting it to be data stores. Now, what are data stores, some of you may ask? Data stores are where you save data. So you know how you, like in games, where when you leave the game and join back, you still have 50 coins? That's
Mine doesn't have a touch bar. They removed the touch bar like a while ago. I'm using a MacBook right now. I just hook it up to another monitor.
Hi, Hoda.
people learning how to do. So it's really exciting. That's pretty much like literally like if you watch all my videos, you're gonna basically know how to make a game from scratch. But there's still a lot. There's still some more stuff you need to learn, like advanced stuff. but the basics you can probably make a decent simulator with like from here or from the beginning of my series, my beginner series to like my next video, you'll probably be able to make a pretty decent simulator. So yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like always, if you did not already, join my Alrighty, guys, it is Def King here, back with another video. Now I know it's been ages. All right, roast me in the comment section below. I should get roasted. I deserve it. It's been like a month, and I have no excuse. I'm sorry, but anyways, good news is I'm back. But I'm going to be teaching you guys about data stores today, and they are very exciting because this is honestly like one of the last things you need to make a fully functioning game. So yeah. Obviously we'll have some more tutorials in the advanced series, but after that we're gonna have our GUI series and stuff like that, and then we're gonna make an entire game together. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that in the future. Anyways, so what are data stores? If you guys don't know, data stores are basically like you know, you have like a leader stats, right? You should have watched my basic beginners tutorial. If you haven't, links in the description. But you know, you have like leader stats, right? So you do like players dot player added, blah 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 blah. Okay, it looks so bad, but you know what I'm talking about. And then you do like local leader stats equals game or equals instance dot new, and then basically what it has is your things up there in the top right. So it'll show the leaderboard in the top right. But that's what we're gonna do. But what we're gonna do is actually
Yeah, my mic's muted. There's really no point if I'm just having audio blast through my microphone.
save the data. Okay, so after you leave and when you join the game back, you're actually still gonna have your data, and it's not just new wiped everything. Okay, you actually get to save some data, so it's very cool. And obviously you're gonna use it in like any game you ever make probably. So yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get started in the tutorial. Now before we start, guys, I just want to say it does get a little confusing, so if you do get confused, be sure to just rewatch the video, and I also will have a link to maybe the dev forum or not a dev forum, but like a Roblox blog post. Okay, a Roblox blog post. So yeah. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do is link that below, and if you get confused, I would recommend checking that out. Anyways, sorry about that interruption. Okay, so let's go ahead and insert our script. Here we go. So now, first things first, we need to get the data store service. Data store is its own service, so we're going to go ahead and define it in a variable called data store service. All right, and simple as that.
You should go to sleep. Don't stay up late. It's not a good idea. You won't be feeling that good the next morning, so I would not recommend that. You should go to sleep.
We're going to go ahead and do game.
How did everyone suddenly get so good at writing? Word tune.
Get service, data store service. Boom. All right, look, data store service now. All right, so now that's your data store service. So now, like, you know, you have like user input service, right? Now we have that, okay, but now we actually need to make a data store. So we're gonna make our first data store, and we're gonna call it data store 1. Okay, so this is our first data store, and if we ever want to get just a completely new slate, we would just change this to 2. Well, actually, we wouldn't. This could stay the same, but basically.
Okay, I think I may just end the stream here. I'm gonna start gaming. I think that's enough learning for today.
Oh, are you still on it? Oh, I thought you were going to take a nap.
Yeah. Just give me a second. Let me do some things outside.
Oh, do it while you sleep. You left like Samantha. People in the group chat are like teaching each other how to drive now. Tada, it's not a good idea. Eh?
Right, thanks for watching. See you guys.